Hi, it's Dorothy Guining with Scrapbooking Quebec. Today I'm here for Mercy Tiara Kits, and I'm going to be creating a sketch-inspired 12 by 12 layout featuring the July 2024 release called Summer Lovin'. This kit combines products from Simple Stories, Echo Park Paper, and more. Here's my narrowed down selection for today's project. I have pattern paper from Echo Park Paper's Sunny Days Ahead collection. And the embellishments are from Echo Park Paper and a few different Simple Stories collections. This kit is fun and summery, and if you want a closer look, check out my unboxing video. I will put a link to it below, along with links to the Mercy Tiara Kit shop, Instagram, and Facebook group. So here's my jumping off point. It's a Kristine Davidson sketch from Creative Scrappers. It's also the July Sketch Challenge in the Mercy Tiara Kits Facebook group, and the winner gets a $25 gift certificate to the Mercy Tiara Kit shop, so that's super fun. My plan is to flip it 90 degrees and add 2 more photos. So let's get started. Here's what's on my desk. In advance, I matted 3 photos. These measure roughly 4 by 3. They are photos of a restaurant in Negril, Jamaica. In addition to that, I have the newsletter that comes with each one of the Mercy Tiara kits, and on the back side of it, there is the monthly sketch. Here are the papers that I'm going to be using. I have 2 main papers. These are from Echo Park Paper, Sunny Days Ahead. I'm showing you the flip side, but my plan is to use that floral along with that yellow tone on tone. I have some cardstock here. That peach colored cardstock, it's actually apricot colored cardstock, is from Simple Stories. It was part of the cardstock add-on. I have this 12 by 12 sticker sheet, again from Echo Park Paper, Sunny Days Ahead. And in this tray, I have kind of a narrowed down selection of the embellishments. It's my first time digging into Summer Lovin', so I have tons of it. I am showing you 3 ephemera packs. One is from Sunny Days Ahead from Echo Park Paper. The other 2 from Simple Stories. One is from Just Beachy and the other one from Summer Snapshot. So again, I kind of narrowed down my selection here. I'm showing you that all of my ephemera packs, I keep them in these mini iris containers throughout the month. Anyway, I did do a little bit of a narrowed down selection. I'm also showing you here that I have some tags. This is a cut apart sheet that was in the main kit. So basically I cut the whole thing up. It's a tag sheet from Simple Stories. I also have some self-adhesive brads. That's from the Simple Stories Just Beachy collection. And the alphas, again, in the main kit are from Vicky Booten. So basically what you see here is a narrowed down selection from the Summer Lovin' main kit and the embellishment add-on along with the cardstock add-on. So you can see I trimmed this floral paper to 10 by 10. I'm going to be putting measurements on the screen. What I want to do is cut myself out a giant triangle. I'm going to want to do the same thing in that yellow paper as well. So what I'm going to do is use a ruler here. That mat is magnetic, so it's been in my office for a long time, but I'm just digging it out now. And I have an X-Acto knife. Now, I'm trying to figure out if I can do this on camera. I decide it's not a good idea, so I do it off camera. I do it to the yellow as well. They are not exactly perfect, but they will do. That apricot colored cardstock measures 10.5 by 10.5. So you can kind of see what I'm doing here. You can also see that the sketch is in the top left corner. So it is flipped on the side. I plan to create a row of photos, 3 photos. And right now I'm showing you that I want to add a bit of ink to those triangles. At the beginning of the month in my unboxing video, I selected ink colors in that newsletter that you see on my desk right there. There is a color palette for this Summer Lovin' collection. One of the ink colors I selected for it in my unboxing video was So Saffron from Stampin' Up. So I used that as a guide, that newsletter, and I inked up my triangles with So Saffron. I continued doing that off camera, and you can also see off camera I actually cut myself some mats in that apricot colored cardstock as well. So now my photos are double matted. What I'm doing right now is simply adhering those triangles on top of that apricot colored cardstock. All I'm doing is making sure that the margin on the outside is equal in size all around. That's what you see me measuring. And I'm really hoping that the space in between on the diagonal is equal. Again, I cut out my triangles in two different papers, so they might not be exact and equal. If I were cutting out one square in triangles, they would fit together nicely, but I did it in two different pattern papers. Anyway, I'm not too worried about it because I know I am going to be piling up a bunch of embellishing. I'm going to show you what it looks like once it's all adhered. I think I did a pretty good job, but again, it might not be exact, but any imperfections here will be hidden when I pile up my photos and embellishments. So there you go. You can see my two triangles are adhered. And now what I'm going to do is adhere my row of photos kind of over towards the left-hand side of that square. I start by adhering the photo at the bottom, then I adhere the photo at the top, and then what I will do is just simply position the photo in the middle. It's just a great way to make sure I have equal space between all of the photos. Now I've just sped up the film and I'm just going to adhere this block right in the middle of this white cardstock. Now I am ready to embellish. So you can see I have all of my embellishing around me. Basically on this tray, you can see I have those self-adhesive brads from the Simple Stories Just Beachy collection. I have a handful of tags there. And also on that tray, I have a narrowed down selection of ephemera. I have the 12 by 12 sticker sheet from Echo Park Paper, and here are the alphas from Vicki Boutin. Now I am showing you that I colored mine in. The name of the restaurant for these photos is called Just Natural, so that's going to be my title. And I'm showing you an alcohol marker from Stampin' Up. It's called Stampin' Blends. The color I have here is Daffodil Delight Dark. And I am showing you how I colored in the alphas. Pretty simple. I love these alphas from Vicki Boutin. They just really take medium very, very well. So I am just coloring in the L with this alcohol marker. I am being very careful. I'm staying within the lines. These alphas are very straight, so that is easy to do because it's just straight lines. But I've used these alphas many times before, and when I've colored them and gone over the lines and didn't like it, all I took was a white Jelly Roll pen, and it's easy to correct. I correct it all the time. In this case, I didn't have to, and L is pretty easy to color in. So there you see it. My title is all colored in, and now what I'm going to do is start creating embellishment clusters. So you can see the sketch there, the title and the journaling is all kind of over on the right hand side of the page. I'm not necessarily going to be following it exactly like the sketch, but everything will be on the right hand side of the page. You can see I placed my title there, and I want to place a tag underneath it, which is where I will be putting my journaling. I narrowed down my tags to 3 different ones, the green, the yellow, and the orange one. I really like the green, but I don't have anything else that color green on the layout. So I actually addressed that a bit later on. I am trying the other tags. You can see that my main cluster, which is built with those florals, which is from the Simple Stories Just Beachy ephemera pack, I'm kind of using that around the photo towards the bottom, and I did add a bit towards the title at the top. At this point, I decide I want to add more of that green. I'm really liking that tag tag there. So off camera, I went and found myself some old dies from Stampin' Up. I do love my leaf dies, and I did find a tropical one. It's from a die set called Botanical Builder Framelits. I've had it forever, but I'm going to cut myself out some leaves with that green paper, which was in the main kit from the Simple Stories Summer Snapshots album. What I ended up digging out for that, instead of cutting into the 12 by 12 paper, the Summer Lovin' has a small but mighty kit. It has smaller elements in it, including a 6 by 8 paper pad from that Simple Stories Summer Lovin' collection. I'm sorry, the Simple Stories Just Beachy collection. Anyway, what I ended up doing was cutting out the leaves from the 6 by 8 paper pad, saving myself the 12 by 12 papers, and now you can see me building those clusters, but this time I'm incorporating those green leaves in, and that is just tying in with that tag that I really, really liked. When I cut out those leaves, I also did my journaling on the computer and printed it out on vellum. So I plan to layer that up on the tag. I'm kind of liking how this is looking. Now I do know I need some finishing touches. However, I am going to start adhering. That's what you see me doing right now. And then I will come in at the end to do my finishing touches. So you can see I started by adhering one of the floral clusters. Those ephemera pieces are like clusters already made. So I adhered that and a few leaves around that bottom photo. Now what you see me doing is working on my journaling tag. So basically I trimmed it down a bit, added my vellum on top. I actually stapled the vellum to the tag, and now I'm adhering it to the page, just kind of bumped up on the right hand side. Now what I'm going to do is adhere a few of those flowers and leaves just underneath where the title will overlap. And then what I will do is start adhering my title. So I'm going to start right on top of that tag because that's where I want my title to land. And I'm also going to start at the far right. I'm going to start at the very end of the word natural, and I'm kind of working my way to the left, working my way backwards. That way I know my title is going to bump right up on the right hand side of the page, which is where I want it to be. I'm not going to make you watch all of this, but once I do the word natural, then I'm going to do the same thing with just on top of it. And I started on the right and worked my way towards the left. Now I'm coming in with some finishing touches. Now I really like that pop of orange there as well. That's an ephemera piece. I just covered it up, but I put it up by the word just. So I'm looking for more orange. Now I'm going into this sticker sheet here and I'm selecting a few, putting them on wax paper. So I find an orange flower. I'm happy with that. But at this point, I'm noticing there's all this fruit there, which is perfect because at this restaurant where I was at, there's fruit just growing everywhere. And if you order like a pineapple juice, they're literally going to open the window and pick a pineapple and make you juice with it. So the juice consequently is often warm. But anyway, the point being there is a lot of fruit there. So I have fruit on wax paper. I have a pair of sunglasses that I don't end up using. You can see I used one of those self-adhesive brads on top of the tag. So I'm happy with that. And now what I'm going to do is just tuck in all of this fruit. And I'm really liking how this is looking. This layout came together so quickly and it's so tropical and fun. I absolutely love it. I love it when things come together quickly. It's also fun because this sketch is not a design I would normally do on my own. So it's making me do something completely different. You may notice I am popping a few things up with some foam adhesive, including that orange flower at the bottom, and the orange flower I did the same thing towards the top as well. And now I'm adhering the fruit. I'm taking it off the wax paper, but then what I'm going to do is come in and just add a little bit of foam adhesive underneath those green leaves that I die cut. And I'm happy with that. I'm just adding a little bit of dimension and lift in those clusters. It's especially important in that one towards the top because there are florals on top of florals, so they just stand out a bit more. I went into that self-adhesive brad sheet, and there's chipboard there as well, and I pulled out a little camera and I tucked that in the cluster at the bottom. But basically that is it. My layout is finished. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, I'd greatly appreciate a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel, Scrapbooking Quebec, I would be honored and thrilled if you did. And if you are a subscriber, thank you very, very much. Make sure to check out the Mercy Tiara Kits shop and all of the other links that are listed below. Take care, and I will see you soon on YouTube. Bye-bye.